please don't forget to subscribe, because a lot of people that watch my videos don't subscribe apparently, and hit that bell so you stay informed with the latest and greatest videos from this channel. I'm also live every day on twitch.tv/HasanAbi after 11 a.m. Pacific. This is what I want to talk about. Tommy Innit, another victim of hate stan culture, is getting harassed for wanting to distance himself from dream stans. Whew. This is so cringe, man. Can't these guys get a life outside of someone's hate existence? Wait, what the fuck? Oh, they deleted it. They took down the entire thread. I saw it earlier. Okay, here's the thing. Tommy Innit does like a stream. I mean, this is like a kid, okay? First and foremost, that's number one. He's 17. He's like a literal child, okay? Literal child. And his stands and fans are also literal children too. And like the things that they're ripping into him are like the shit that my Discord rips into me for, okay? Actually, never mind. It's literally way worse than that. Some of the things my Discord rips on me for are straight up understandable, okay? Heated gaming moments, things like that. Endless unlocks, you know, shit like that. But this motherfucker doesn't even do anything. Like, he's a child. So like the thing that people were mad about him for was like he literally makes another Minecrafter his, I guess, slave, okay? But he's not even like, it's not like slavery memes, all right? Which would be aggressive. Misgifts video has a thread? What the fuck? Regarding Tommy Innit. Wait, did he just do this? Here's the thread. I'm just gonna use, you know what? Fuck it, boys. Here's what we're doing. Are you ready for this? Whoop. Pause when Misgift says anything, okay? Tommy Innit here is gonna, a day where no one can defend you, listen, a thread, right? Like, first of all, as soon as someone writes something with like this kind of severity, there's gonna come a day when no one can defend you or whatever. You're like, uh-oh, here we go. Buckle the fuck in, boys. You know, shit's about to fucking pop off, all right? You will be 18 next year, and in most places, although teen in the end doesn't mean you become an adult, blah, 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 blah. For one, stands, we get it. You do the bit in almost all your videos. It's probably hard to not when all the adults you're constantly surrounding yourself with do the same. However, you have to take into consideration is why these stands you constantly poke fun at are so, like, disappointed in you or some shit, okay? So he says, here's the video.
However, what you have to take into consideration is why.
Okay, it's not the fucking video. Play the video, Misgift!
That on my phone and just homophobic.
Okay, I can't do this. All right. I wish the thread was still around. Fuck me. God damn it, Misgift. You're worse than me with this. Holy shit. For one, stands, we get it. Da-da-da. Angry. These fans you call your friends joke that are trying to cancel them, but are actually minorities. People from several different communities, whether it be BIPOC or LGBTQ. Okay, I gotta describe something to people here, okay? This is like baby's first social justice cause. Like, being BIPOC or LGBTQ or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like being from a marginalized background is not an automatic shield. You can't constantly be like, I am personally inconvenienced or disappointed in your actions. You calling out stan culture is actually hurting the BIPOC members in your community. Am I misunderstanding what they're saying? No, like, you can't just be like, I can't believe I stubbed my toe on a Lego. Legos are fucking transphobic, okay? I, as a trans teenager, stubbed my toe on a Lego. Legos must be transphobic. Like, it doesn't work that way. It has to literally be directly related to the transgression that you are talking about. Angry, these fans your friends joke that are trying to cancel them are actually minorities. Okay, it doesn't matter. It has to reference a specific grievance that is in regards to your background. Because I talked about this. I read this thread, and then after this thread, I was looking at like the trigger warnings and also like the other thing that Zoomers do. What are they called? I fucking tweeted about it. Like when you do like a /S or whatever, tone indicators, right? So I'm old. I'm 29, okay? I'm 29 years old. I'm gonna be 30 in July, okay? The thing is, things change. Concepts change. Social justice changes. There's always progress. It's a constant. There's a constant momentum there, right? And I oftentimes will look at like Zoomers and the things that they focus on, or the ways that they want to better one another's lives, right? And this is one of those things that I can't understand. The other one is like zur, like neo pronouns, things like that. It's just literally I cannot fit it in my brain. Okay, I've tried. I cannot fit it in my brain. Or the multiple genders, not like transphobically. I'm saying that. I'm saying like fucking winter gender, shit like that. Like there's stuff there that I just do not understand. I'm like, all right, that's your thing. That's cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Fuck is winter gender? Like some of that shit is literally a meme. Some of that is like actually fucking serious or something. I don't know. It's like Tumblr stuff. I just, you know, say it's Tumblr shit. But having said that, I think tone indicators is one of the few things that I think we will use in the future. I think future generations will probably use tone indicators or emojis at the very least. And the reason why, I mean, not all of them, some of the tone indicators are fucking stupid as shit. Sorry, get mad at me all you want. Tell me I'm ableist and I don't fucking care about the neurodivergent, but it's dumb as fuck. But then there are also some tone indicators that are valuable because it eliminates for everyone weakness that text has, right? And that is tone indication. So like slash sarcasm or slash S is one of those things. This is the list. Oh yeah. La, 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 la. This. These are tone indicators, right? J joking, half joking, sarcastic, serious, platonic, romantic, lyrics, teasing, not actually matter, upset, NC or negative connotation, PC or POS, positive connotation, this is a piece of shit, but lighthearted, nobody here, or when you're vaguing someone in a vent. Oh, this was the one that it like really fucked me up. Sexual intent, non-sexual intent. What the fuck, dude? Like that shit's nuts. Okay, this is an entire different language. Well, no, this is Zoomer shit. Like some Zoomers straight up take it to this level. Okay, imagine sexting and ending your message with "this has sexual intent." Yeah, like I've always been a believer in the fact that a lot of the problems that we see on the internet are because they all can be derived out of the fact that the internet is a relatively new invention that is so life-changing that people are having a hard time and they're just kind of bouldering their way through it. One thing is everything on the internet is permanent. So don't fucking, you know, tweet out dumb shit because it's going to come back and fuck you later in your life. That is a dumb thing that most millennials learned, okay? Zoomers nowadays usually will have like more anonymous accounts, sock accounts, and they'll do vague posting, maybe have stan accounts, shit like that, because they grew up in a reality where everything you say is permanent on the internet and can be devoid of context. That's one example of people learning how the internet works and what not to do and what to do. And some Zoomers are aware of this. And this is probably, to some degree, another example of that. So there might be tone indicators that I think are reasonable and probably will be used in the future. And some that are just outright ridiculous. And a lot of these are outright ridiculous. Anyway, this person was saying these fans and the friends you joke about are trying to cancel them are actually minorities. And make these threads is to educate and get an apology and to shed light on a topic. Whether you want to admit it or not, you are friends with people that are more than just shitty. Those people have said either racist, homophobic, or transphobic things in one way or another. Okay? Educate and fucking... This is like a very specific type of writing on Twitter that blows my fucking mind. Anyway, and you are not shy down that path either. This thread, once again, is to educate you, nothing more, nothing less. In a stream around 5 months ago, you and Technoblade made an hour-long bit about owning a slave. Now, as a white British male, you have to realize the irony behind this. Your ancestors might have been quite literal slave owners. Like, okay, the bit isn't literal. Like, the bit is perhaps one of the, from what I saw, the bit that they did wasn't like chattel slavery, okay? Like, it was not like literally fucking belittling chattel slavery, all right? Also, this notion that someone is who is 16 years old is trying to educate in fucking caps another fucking 17-year-old on the internet with a call-out thread is so fucking silly. I'm sorry. Slavery was as a vague concept, not a racist institution. Exactly. It's like motherfuckers telling me, you know, the Ottoman Empire was really brutal to the Slavs and also members of the Eastern Bloc, and therefore every time you make jokes about Albanians, you need to remember that. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, Albanians do get very mad at me for. I mean, but they don't do call-out threads. They just DM me saying, "I will fucking kill your family." Reminder, this is not to cancel you. You comfort me and so many others. The content is just that so many minorities in your community feel unheard and uncared for the way you act. Please listen if you come across this. This is some shit I go through all the goddamn time, too. And half of it is like misunderstandings. And we literally go through this like once a fucking month. I'll say some shit and then people will literally react as though I am like personally fucking saying like deeply unsettling and upsetting things like the symphony N-word drama. Okay. Which was literally drama. That's all it was. Because it's like basically someone saying everything you've done thus far and your entire worldview is now completely fucking completely cast aside and that you are straight up the exact opposite of who you have presented yourself in being. I am going to come out and be like, you're fucking not a real ally or whatever the fuck because you defended Symphony. That shit triggers the fuck out of me. Of course I react and retaliate and then we clear it up. It's super lame, Most people in the real world do not behave this way, and it doesn't fucking matter. So the fucking video in question, does anyone have the video in question? Because I just want to show it to you, like, so you understand. They're saying, like, you are offending me and other, like, BIPOC. You are offending us. Like, you're making us feel, you know, unheard and unwelcome in your community. And the fucking reason why they're saying that is because they kidnapped and forced another Minecraft streamer into doing work for them and labor for them. I like to say I can't talk about the R slur. I'm not someone who can reclaim it, but it is a word. What is this thread, dude? Okay, this is content. Fuck it, dude. I mean, this is like... I like to start off by saying that KSI has apologized. We do not have to accept his apology. We do not hate him because he curses. We hate him because of his past offensive remarks such as ableism and transphobia that have hurt minorities. Reducing hurt people down to Dream fans is extremely harmful. Basically, calling out hurt minorities just stands when they call out other people for being wrong is a bad way to go about things. Tommy, I don't think you meant any harm by this, and I myself am not angry, but I just want you to be educated. Smile. Like, it's so condescending. What the fuck is this? It's so fucking condescending. Bro, this shit is like, what are you guys doing? Chill out. Calm down. This is so fucking... You're not there to educate, okay? This is toxic as fuck. When you behave this way, you are not compassionate, okay? Let me describe something to you. As someone who has been doing this for a very long time, who has gotten absolutely fucking brutalized by every member of the alt-right, right-wing Twitter, right-wing fucking YouTube, and just most people on YouTube in general, really, as someone who's a part of the Young Turks, and all this other shit that I've been doing for a very long time, I need to relay this to you. You are not being compassionate when you behave this way, and it comes across exactly with the actual, like, you give the game away. You are being condescending, and you just want to fucking kind of bully someone for past transgressions, especially if they've apologized for it. Also, this is silly. I'd like to say that I can't talk much about the R slur. Okay, then don't talk about it, because there's someone who can't reclaim it, but it's a word used against disabled people that is extremely hurtful and disrespectful, which is the reason why we, not just Dream stands, don't support him. Here he is saying the T slur. It's used against transgender individuals as well as the way the slur should be used. It's unbelievably offensive and hurtful to trans people. He's not transgender and should not be using that word. Like, they're mad at him for what? Not canceling KSI or something? They're mad at him for saying that these guys behave in a way that, like, is fucking terrifying to content creators. Unbelievably offensive. The way people kind of obsessively accommodate their lives to their favorite Minecraft YouTuber is actually terrifying and disgusting. KSI says, didn't even mean to misgender, lol. Just said that that person had a better beard than me, that's all. And I honestly didn't even know that the T word was a bad word. What's the correct term to use? Guys, you have to understand. Lord KSI has an issue. He can't not be transphobic, whether intentional or unintentional. He's British. That is literally that's like, I mean, it's not in the DSM-5, but... Listen, guys. He's from Turf Island. Bruv, you forget? It is a British birthright. This is not to cancel you anyway, of course. Education is important. You may not understand why we have a distaste for him, and we are in no way pressuring you to not be associated with him. But you are doing that. It would be best if you could delete the video and understand why what you did was wrong. Like, this is ridiculous, dude. Like, these sorts of demands are fucking incredible. Like, these are insane demands that people are making. Like, there is this, like, horniness for fucking accountability from the accountability police zoomers is not going to, it's not going to be successful. Like, slash not mad. I mean, you're acting like you're the principal here. There's got to be a word for it. I haven't come up with one yet. They're so mad at Tommy because he implied that Dream fans are mad at KSI because they're toxic or something, rather than it being due to KSI's transphobia and ableism, and that makes Tommy transphobic and ableist. I don't even know what the fuck that makes Tommy. These people will control the Justice Department by something. No, they're going to grow out of it. That's the thing. That's the other thing, okay? The reality is a lot of these people are going to round out their viewpoints. It happens to everyone. 100%. Guys, come on. There's so many people in this community alone that used to be fucking alt-right. Your opinions have changed. So why the fuck do you think these 14-year-olds and their opinions are not going to round out? Teenagers having access to a platform where you don't know how fucking old people are, and they can mobilize together, and because of the way that we operate, and because there's no other contextual clues, you just literally regard them as though they are full-blown, fully developed, adult-brained adults. Do you see what I'm saying? If a person out in the wild who is 15 years old was behaving this way in the real world, you'd be like, what? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Okay, good. Just move on. Because there are additional contexts that would basically allow you to make up your mind about like where they're coming from and why they're saying these sorts of things, which ironically goes back to the fucking tone indicators, which is why I think tone indicators might be something that people use more frequently in the future. And I understand them because there is a lot of context that you cannot get on the internet, especially over text, especially over people that are anonymous. There's no push for better material conditions for marginalized people underpinning this discourse. It starts and ends at individual speech. You know where this comes from? Exactly. It's liberalism. So I welcome all of you who genuinely have their heart in the right place to stop tone policing and getting caught up with like silly shit and focus on issues that genuinely materially improve people's lives, whether it be engaging in collective action, mutual aid, trying to help others, trying to educate others, and educating yourself, most importantly, obviously, and bettering yourself as well. You know, be a little bit more understanding of people. If you recognize that we are all products of our environment, and all of this is learned behavior. Even as someone who considers us, I come to use slurs in my teens and early 20s. I was a bit transphobic, just not overtly. Yeah, I was transphobic too. I would say around 24, 26, so I realized I was wrong. The last part was very crucial because I'm 35 with an MB teen. Yeah, I was transphobic. I've talked about this in the past. I've said some shit. I've said some racist shit, thinking I was just joking. You using the R word as a certified New Jersey moment? Yeah, I went to fucking state school in New Jersey. Come on. I mean, the funniest thing is like when we talk about transphobia, the most tragic thing is, especially when we talk about transphobia, is that like literally talk to a trans person. They will tell you that they themselves had a fuckload of internalized transphobia because the automatic learned behavior for nearly everyone on the fucking planet, unfortunately, is abiding by the rigid gender binary that everyone has been taught. And we very closely associate our identity and our existence with that rigid binary. Okay? It's beaten into your brain, which is why a lot of trans people have a fuckload of internalized transphobia. So if you recognize that even trans people are originally coming up with a lot of transphobia themselves, you have to understand that, like, yeah, the random dumbass is going to be fucking transphobic. But the way to educate them is not by saying, you're being transphobic, sweaty, cut it out, you need to delete your video immediately, or you need to delete your friend's video and yourself in your video, you need to stop defending them or anything like that. The way to do it is by being like, okay, I recognize that, you know, what I just said, that there are rigid, binary, and outdated ways of understanding gender, and that's changing. But what you're doing is you know, hurting trans people. You have trans fans, and you know, don't do that, please. And if they apologize, take it seriously, because what the fuck do you want from people? Do you want them to like die or something? I don't understand. Because an apology is the best thing that you're gonna get. An apology and recognition is the best thing you're gonna get. That's it. That's literally it. If the other if you're literally operating on the principle that, like, if someone has demonstrated bad behavior in the past, and they, even if they no longer behave that way, they need to apologize for things that they've done in the past that you uncovered that no longer represent them now, then you do not want redemption, or you do not want justice. You just want to bully someone and feel better about yourself. Sorry. That's just the fucking truth. Are these kids considered leftist? I don't know what these kids are considered, but the reason why I'm talking about this is because they are perceived as leftists on the internet, extreme versions of leftists, but they're rad libs for the most part. That's what I would call them. You don't know the people reacting to this either, yet you dunk on them? Yes, because I don't need to know the people reacting to this to know exactly where this person is coming from, because I have personal experience in this space. Way more than you, and way more than your fucking daddy, okay? Motherfucker, the people that you stan watch me to fucking learn about some of these concepts. What the fuck are you talking about in here? You are a literal child who is going to look back at your experiences and the way you behaved right now and laugh about it and cringe about it. I have done that. I've been there. I am being as understanding as possible. And instead of saying this sort of behavior makes the left look fucking ridiculous and probably radicalizes people that are in the margins, and it's not legitimate in the sense that you're actually looking for social justice, and instead looking for blood, basically, to feed your own and appease your own little ego. I could be saying that instead, because it is 100% true. Holy shit. And the thing is, like, you're gonna look back at a lot of the actions. I mean, you probably look back at a lot of the actions if you're 16. You probably look back at the way you operated when you were 14 and now cringe at that, right? You're like, oh God, I was so cringy when I was 14. Especially when you're younger, you probably cringe at what you did last month because you're changing so fucking rapidly at this age. So just fucking wait, okay? I am 29 years old and I cringe at things that I did 2 years ago, 3 years ago, okay? You're still growing. So just fucking be more chill. And the reason why I say this is because, like, be more understanding and be more chill. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, like, you want others to behave that way towards you as well. I promise. I kind of agree, but I also was not surrounded by people telling me that my cringe was not cringe and actually good. Yeah, especially when you're on the internet, when you're in these like hyper focused communities, these like ecosystems that literally thrive on having similar points of view, you end up creating a false sense of what like normal could be or normal should be, and expect other people to operate on the rules, on the very narrow rules that you have structured around yourself. For people like this that are perceivably on the left, rad libs, right? I feel like they're on the right side. Like, the feeling is there, okay? And I get where they're coming from. I just think that they can, you know, dial it back a little bit. And that way, they will grow, I guess, in a more healthy way. I am trying to provide as positive feedback as I possibly can so that people don't fucking think that... so that these people don't like turn around and completely lose sight. Like, they become rad libs because they are trying to better the world for marginalized people. There's somewhere along the line they decide like, oh, you know, I don't want to fuck over trans people, or I don't want to fuck over black people. I don't want to fuck over disabled people. I think that we should make it better for everyone. Right? We should make the world a better place for everyone. That's where that energy comes from. And you're misguided a little bit because of your... Maybe because of the fact that you are in an echo chamber, probably. And maybe also because of the fact that, you know, people are validating that sort of behavior in your communities. And maybe also because of the fact that you're a little young, so your opinions are very edged out. Just round them out a little bit. And also look for the underlying material reasons as to why these things happen. And you know, you will eventually steer towards the right, steer towards a better worldview. What is the fucking, I want to show the Tommy Innit video just so you guys understand that, like, this original person that was on the thread was literally saying, like, Tommy Innit was doing, like, a slavery joke, and it is unacceptable to do a slavery joke because he's white. But he wasn't even doing a slavery joke. He literally just kidnapped someone. He had kidnapped someone and, like, was making them forcibly work or something. It wasn't, like, undermining the history of chattel slavery. Yeah, it's like taking a kidnapping seriously on you know, Grand Theft Auto No Pixel roleplay. They're using that he used the word slave and saddling it with everything about U.S. slavery. Yeah, like they're fucking making it seem like the 17-year-old was like undermining the history of chattel slavery. It's fucking ridiculous. Tommy then responded to a tweet via his alt Twitter account saying, "Just read through all this thread. Thank you, mate. Super sorry about that. Won't happen again." Though those said some said the apology felt insincere. Like, this is what I mean. Like, this is the point where it's like, it's silly as fuck that you are even apologizing to begin with, because some people literally do not want an apology. They want more than that. Oh, I don't like the apology that you put together. Okay, well, that's your problem. Seriously. Like, that's... the fuck do you want? These kids are pretty good overall, I feel like. I'm not talking about Dream, but I'm talking about, like, you know, Tommy Innit and Carl and all these other guys. Like, from what I've seen, and I'm not like a consumer of their content, obviously, I'm 29 years old, they are very good. And the reason why I say they're very good is because I know what the other side looks like. And the other side is not very good. The other side is exactly like this, but literally insanely racist, insanely homophobic. Zoomers have two speeds, motherfucker. I mean, outside of the Zoomers that are in my community, obviously, you guys are well-rounded for the most part. Zoomers have two speeds, okay? Either they're like fucking literal Nazis, or they're literal care lords in this way, and both breed so much toxicity. One's heart is in the right place and can be shaped into effective activism eventually in the future, and the other will usually shed their psychotic racist fucking point of view and will realize that just being a fucking edgelord is not actually funny, and you're just kind of being a dickhead. So I'm just confused on what to do. I'm upset. People think I'm transphobic and didn't mean to come across that way. Very upset. I did, for real. I'm super sorry. Like, what the fuck? Super sorry for things I said. I might have been interpreted as transphobic. I can't be clear enough that I'm not, and that was not my intention at all. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you want? You just fucking murder him, dude. Like, is that what you want? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, y'all are crazy. These are good kids. Just shut the fuck up. This is what they have to do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is what they have to do. Exactly. Exactly, dude. Don't be like this, okay? This shit is fucking ridiculous, okay? And it unironically does not actually fucking help any black person, and black people laugh at you when you do shit like this. It's performative, over the top, overcorrective, incredibly selfish as well, by the way, because the reason why you're doing this is selfish as fuck. Care lord behavior. It's fucking brain dead. The only good thing you're doing in this situation is probably making a black person laugh. It's also condescending. Like, it's super condescending. Like, what the fuck? Like, begging for forgiveness? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you literally did not have a say in what your fucking ancestors did. Instead of begging for forgiveness, why don't you use that fucking energy to literally help black people right now that are alive right now to work on, at the very least, educating others on systemic issues that harm the black community overall, like built-in inequality, the structural racism of our criminal justice system, or literally every fucking economic aspect that like black and brown people are subjected to, both in the United States of America and most of the Western world, in Africa, all around the fucking world, okay?